In a tall residential building near the heart of the city, there was an old elevator that residents trusted but never fully understood. It had no digital screen, no voice announcement, and no visible logic. The buttons worked, but not always the way people expected. The elevator always took them where they needed to be, just not where they thought they were going. Miriam Clark, a freelance editor in her late 30s, noticed the pattern first. On a morning when she felt overwhelmed by unfinished work and unanswered emails, she pressed the button for the 7th floor. The doors closed softly, the elevator moved, and when it opened, she found herself on the rooftop garden she had never visited before. Confused, she stepped out, and instead of frustration, she felt calm. She sat on a bench, breathed, and returned later, only to find the elevator working normally again. Others had similar experiences. A young man avoiding a difficult breakup was taken to the laundry room, where he found an old photo left behind by a stranger, two people smiling honestly. A retired woman who feared being forgotten was taken to the community hall, where a small gathering was happening without announcement, waiting for someone just like her. No one complained. Somehow, everyone sensed intention. The building's caretaker, Mr. Henson, had lived there for decades. When asked about the elevator, he said quietly, "It doesn't respond to buttons. It responds to pauses." He explained that the elevator had been installed by an engineer who believed people moved too quickly past their own needs. The elevator was designed to listen. Not to commands, but to hesitation, to the unspoken weight carried in a silent moment, to the subtle tremor of uncertainty in a person's posture as they stood alone in that small, moving chamber. It was attuned to the heart's quiet murmur beneath the loud demand of daily routine, interpreting the gap between a person's stated destination and their deeper, unacknowledged necessity for solace, for perspective, for a gentle interruption in their patterned life. This mechanical sentience operated on a principle of compassionate misdirection, understanding that human beings often press the button for the floor of their obligation while their spirit is quietly yearning for the floor of their respite, or that they seek assent when what they truly require is grounding, or that they flee towards business to escape a confrontation with stillness that might heal them. One evening, Miriam entered the elevator after receiving an email she had been dreading for years. She didn't press any button. She simply stood there, enveloped by a profound silence, her mind a storm of history and finality. The elevator moved gently and stopped at the ground floor, opening directly onto the street. The message was clear. She walked out, leaving the building behind, stepping into the cool evening air and the flow of the city, understanding finally that the journey was over and the only direction left was forward, into the world. The elevator continued working as always, taking people where they were ready to arrive, not where they insisted on going, because sometimes progress is not about reaching higher floors. It's about stepping out when the door finally opens, about recognizing that the true destination was never a numbered level within a structure of steel and cable, but a state of readiness within oneself, a moment of acceptance granted by a strange and wise machine that knew the architecture of the human heart better than any map of floors could ever illustrate.